This guy knows what's up.
If approaching a group of girls seems intimidating, notice who follows who and gets the least amount of attention. Once you notice the social hierarchy, approach the girl with the least amount of social power. Basically, the girl that's just standing there. It will throw the whole dynamic of the group off and they'll all seek your approval. Then just rotate your attention to the girl you're interested in. It's very important that the girls in her group like you. This would work on guys, but girls don't approach guys.
Here's why a woman with a multiple-digit body count should be avoided. It's not the number itself, but the behavior behind it. Most of the time, you'll realize these women seek approval by throwing themselves around men.
If you're dating a girl and you go to a bar and there's 5 other guys in the bar, they're like, yeah, I smashed her too. Yeah, me too, bro. That wouldn't do anything.
I mean, if she's with you now, like, why do you care? There's like this weird type of like adversarial views on sex that I really fucking hate, where it's like a guy's goal is to get sex from a woman. And when you do that, you've kind of like dominated her and you've won. Not only have I fucked her, in a way, I've kind of fucked her over because I'm adding to the notches on my belt that's making me look good. And I'm fucking her over that makes her look like makes her look bad. And that type of like really adversarial view of like men trying to fuck women over through sex, I hate that.
Isn't this the exact reason why there are a lot of 30 to 40-year-olds who ran around in their 20s now having trouble dating? Use your common sense, boys. The real Sigma told the blunt truth like nobody else. You will be missed. Kevin Samuels.
How many times should a woman give their man sex?
I'm a fan of the as often as he wants it.
No, hold on.
Bernie Mac said it. I'm gonna come home and give you 50 strokes. You count them if you ain't got time. Most dudes trying to walk around like they porn stars. Get good at foreplay, eat some pussy, and get on. Because we gonna have all that time. We get old, our back hurt, it gives out.
Oh no.
This is the effect of being an NPC. Just mouthing and echoing whatever ideology they throw at you. Echoing their words enough, you'll lose the ability to think for yourself.
If we lived in a matriarchal society that was run by women, what would the man's role become?
The hard workers, and we'd be the bitches at home.
Isn't that exactly what we have right now?
Yeah, you're right.
So why would a matriarchy be any better than a patriarchy if that's exactly what we have right now?
Okay, sorry, I contradicted your question. Too many tequila shots.
It's a strange world we're living in, where this is the type of behavior that's considered normal.
Oh my god, bro, can we have anything? Is anything okay anymore? Is anything allowed?
It's essential for a man to find his brotherhood. Khabib is one of the greatest MMA fighters in the UFC, retiring at 29 wins and 0 losses.
And this Khabib guy, I knew Khabib was going to win. Khabib is a strict Muslim. I believe in the power of Allah. Train Allah, train Allah, train Allah. There's nothing else to his life. Do you want to go and spend millions of dollars? No. Do you want to go club? No. Do you want girls? No. Train on Allah. That's it. How the fuck are you going to beat that guy?
There's a lot of truth to what he's saying. Here's the thing. Swallowing the red pill will change your life. However, it can make you bitter and resentful if you don't hold yourself accountable for what's happening to you.
But what's the problem with the red pill movement? Is it helping men or hurting men? Well, here's the problem with it. It's basically bitterness and disdain towards women under the guise of male self-improvement. Let me explain. If you were to confront a feminist about their blatant man-hating, their false male perception, and the utter disrespect that their ideology propagates, their immediate response is, oh, feminism's just about equality. What, you don't want women to be able to vote? And shut up, dummy. And here's the thing. We judge them harshly for doing that, but red pillars do the same thing. Take Sneako, for example. This guy will sit on stream for ages making fun of the small minority of women in the West that are just idiots, and then pasting that perception on all women in the West. Now, I don't know about you, but most of the women I hang out with are actually incredibly intelligent. They have real ideas, real thoughts, and real emotional depth. They are nothing like the women you see in the videos he reacts to. Those videos are a false perception of womanhood in America. I promise you, if you confront Sneako on this, he'll just say, oh, it's just about male self-improvement. What, you don't like men improving? Oh, you must be a part of the Matrix. Man, shut up. I get that third-wave feminism has put a bad taste in your mouth regarding Western women. It's put a bad taste in my mouth too. But we can't fight the feminist ideology with a male carbon copy.
Just like any other movement in the history of massive movements, the red pill is also susceptible to swinging too far to one side. Lead with an open mind, fellas. Don't let them control you.
I just saw you're pretty cute.
Oh, thank you.
So I say hi to you.
And I have a boyfriend, but
that's cool. That's cool.
But thank you.
Mems Edison.
Let's watch a pretty healthy interaction.
Yeah.
I thought it was like K's, you know?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Like CASE. K's open, I guess, now.
Yes, yeah. Okay, well.
Let me guess, I feel like you're in fitness. Work in fitness, something like that.
No.
No? Something active, at least.
No. I am active, but no.
What do you do?
I'm a dental hygienist.
Okay. Do people look at your teeth right away whenever I say that?
Yeah, I think so, and that makes me insecure about them.
How many times a week do you get approached by guys?
Maybe like a couple.
Can you put a number on that?
I don't know.
Like a rough estimate.
4?
All right. So out of those 4 times, how many of them did you initiate? You gave them like a look.
None.
None of them.
No.
Okay, gotcha.
What happens when you approach a cute girl in public?
Excuse me. Hi. Don't panic, I'm not a crazy person. This is gonna sound random, but I think you were super cute. I had to introduce myself.
Sorry?
I said I think you were super cute. I had to introduce myself.
Oh, thank you.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Addison.
Nice to meet you. Does Addison have a boyfriend?
I do, yeah.
Good ones always do. Well, it was very nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Great day.
You too.
Rejection is normally a
This is Transcending Sigma. I know I don't have to tell you this, but please don't do this, boys. Unless you want to spend the night in jail. Let's listen to some gym advice.
Here's 5 things I would not recommend doing starting out in the gym, coming from a guy with a decent amount of muscle. 1, dirty bulking. Unless you're super skinny and you're really a hard gainer, a dirty bulk is just an excuse to eat like shit. Stick to your whole foods and maybe use high calorie things like olive oil or high calorie sauces. 2, worrying too much about isolation movements and not prioritizing your compound lifts. You have to build the foundation, general strength, general muscle, and then you can worry about the isolation movements. 3, worrying about muscle imbalances too much. These are gonna happen to everyone. Maybe your left arm is bigger than your right, or your right arm's bigger than your left, but it happens to everyone. It will work itself out over time. 4, going into the gym without a plan. If you have a plan and you stick to it, you're so much more likely to make better gains. You can track your progress through the workouts and see what needs improving. 5, worrying about the little details too much. Every tiny minute detail does not matter when you're a beginner. As long as you're training hard, eating right, and sleeping well, you will grow.
We should all join the Church of Pump.
Who wants to join the Church of Pump? The Church of Pump is welcome for everyone. You just have to go to the gym, stop your job, get the feeling of the pump and get the feeling of coming. Do you want to join the Church of Pump?
Yes, why not?
Then say, very good. You want to join the Church of Pump? Come on, guys. You get the feeling of coming and of the pump. You don't have to pay anything. You want to join the Church of Pump?
Yeah.
Say Yeah. Very good, thank you.
In case you haven't heard from the top G himself.
When they need soldiers to go die in a war, when they need firemen to charge into a burning building, when they need police officers to hopefully save children in a school shooting and not just stand outside, when they need real men to go do real things, then they call on the men like me and the men who think like me. Then they want the men who are brave, who are masculine, who have tenets of masculinity, who have honor, who have duty. Then they want us. But as soon as they don't want us to go risk our lives to protect them, they say we're not allowed opinion, we're not allowed to think, we're not allowed to talk, and we should be depersoned and deleted. They try and use us, absolutely and utterly, because society needs men like us, and I'm the one who's been speaking up for them.
Be brave. Be masculine. If this doesn't get you pumped for your next gym session, I don't know what will.
Your steps keep me awake. Don't cut me down, throw me out, leave me here to waste. I once was a man with dignity and grace. Now I'm slipping through the cracks of your cold embrace. So please, please, could you find if you wanna go, then I was so early. If you're in the mood, let me down slowly. I know it all.
Hope is strong with this one.
So I don't know if any other big girls can relate, but in high school, like, I didn't ever get any attention from guys. Like, no attention. Nobody wanted to take me out on a date. Nobody wanted to fuck me. I got no attention. So then when I grew up and I was in my 20s, I would constantly get guys like sliding in my DMs or adding me on Snapchat and like trying to fuck, and you know, they want to fuck, and I was just so excited to have that type of attention because I never had it before. But then it gets to a point where you're like, okay, but are you gonna date me? Like, am I gonna be taken out on a date? Like, what's really going on? And like, I broadened my horizons, and I'm bisexual now, so I've dated women and they've taken me out on dates, but I've still never even been taken out on a date by a man. Like, it's always like Netflix and chill. Like, I just feel like I accepted all my sexual attention that I was getting, and I didn't realize that I didn't want that sexual attention anymore. Like, I wanted real intimacy and like being taken out. I don't know. It's just weird.
Look, your weight reflects your mindset. It's basic self-control. You can't erase men's preference for fit, healthy women. Let's end this video with some practical advice from Alexander Grace.
I really wouldn't open up emotionally to your girlfriend unless you've been seeing her for maybe 3 or 4 months. Before that, it's just too soon. Because when women say, like, I want a guy who's emotional and vulnerable and who can open up to me, you know, she's talking about a guy who she's invested in, you know, someone who she knows is masculine and can take care of business. And once she's confident of that and she's committed, then yeah, she wants someone with a little bit of depth. But if you've just started the courtship process, you've been on a few dates, you've been dating like a couple of weeks, if you get all emotional and vulnerable with her, she's going to panic because she's going to think, this is not a real man, this is a man baby, this is someone who wants me to mother him, but I'm not looking to mother my boyfriend. I want a man who's going to be able to take care of me. And so a lot of guys, they make this mistake, they're too emotional too soon, but they haven't yet demonstrated that they're a man capable of taking care of business. But you can't leave it too long either. If you go past the 3 or 4 month mark and you're still acting like all cocky and mysterious and flirtatious, she's going to get bored. She's going to think, oh, this is a guy who has no depth, there's no other sides to him, I can't just date like a fat boy forever. I want someone who can connect with me and someone who can understand my emotional side. How else are we going to be able to discuss problems in our relationship? How are we going to co-parent together? And so it's not a problem to necessarily be emotional with a woman at some point, but it's got to be done in the right way and more specifically at the right time.